Okay, so I'll be using this particular croquis. It's the back of a croquis. I tried looking for a front view, but I'm not getting the complete full look, and I want us to do a full look. So I'll just use it's the same method, because it's the same way you have, or we all have, the front part of our body painted or colored, that we have the back of our body painted also. So you can't say you'd it's the same format. That's what I'm just trying to say. So don't say because I'm showing you how to do the back, you don't know how to do the front. It's the same way. The color of your back is not different from the color of the front. It's the same thing. Just that I could not find a drawn something like this for the front part. I could not find it. So let's just, and this is actually the back of one of the models that you have seen. You've seen the name is Abim. So I am always giving them names. So this is our back, just in case any of the, what's it called, any of my clients ask me to do a back view, but most times they're always asking for front views. So but this is just in case they ask for your back view. I have something to paint, and just do a quick walk from there. So all you have to do is pick a color. So most times when I want to pick a color, what I do for my models is that I look for real pictures. Now, it's not bad when you do this. You are not doing anything bad. I look for real pictures. Like, okay, see this particular picture, this one where we have this blue. I tried to imitate what's it called? A look. Although I didn't like it, so I never used it for any model. I didn't like the outcome. Okay, so this is what I do most times. When I see a flawless skin, on Instagram, Pinterest, I just screenshot the picture so I can use the skin tones for my own skin painting. So it's not bad. It's not bad if you do it. You're just trying to, get a real skin tone. Instead of me saying, I said it. Instead of me going to my color wheel and try to make and say, is this skin tonish? Is this can I use this for a dark skin tone? Can I use this for a light skin tone? Or except you have a code that you can just type here and it gives you the real thing. But except you have all these codes, these color codes. But if you're not working with color codes, then you might just want to pick your color picker. Then most times I'm always working with not so dark, not so fair. I'm not sure I've done a fair person, no, and I've done a dark person, but most times I go with not so dark, not so fair. So what I do is pick this color, close and go to my pencil, increase my pencil this time around, put this color here, go to that face again. Even you notice that even for our own personal skin, we have different colors. You don't have just one, not just one. You have different tones that when blended well together, they look good. So you pick another one and you go back to that new layer. You put it there again. They are different, right? Take your color picker. Maybe let's do this one. Take your color picker again. You see all these colors in one person's body. Do it again. Take your color picker again. I like this, but it's almost the same thing. Probably take your color, maybe once you feel that you have 4, and that can just be enough for so that I think that's fine. Can just close this, and now I'll click on this plus sign because I don't want to work on this layer too. So you see that this color thing that I've done, this color thing is actually moving towards our head. But if I clean it, for example, if I decide to use my eraser to clean it, you see that it will not touch the line of our head, and that is because I didn't do it on the same layer. If I had done it on the same layer and I try to clean that color that is entering our head, I'll also clean the line of our head. So you understand why we have to do things on different layers now. You can delete the layers you're not using again later, but please try and do your things on different layers. The ones that you know that you might end up erasing, you can just do them on different layers. So the first thing I'll do is pick any of these colors. I think this is looking more like this first one. This one is looking more like a skin tone thing, or this one, than the rest. This one is looking so red. So I like this or this. So you see I've picked my color picker, but I think I prefer this or this or this. So I'm not dropping my color picker yet. That is why I'm still seeing it. Once you remove your hand from your screen, it picks the color. You have to go back to come back and pick a new one if you've picked the wrong color. So I think I'll just go with this, drop it. So I just have to start painting another layer. So I start painting. So we still remember fill. Our fill, this fill here, this fill. We are going to use it, but first, I said that if everything is not locked together, it won't fill. In fact, it will fill, but it will fill your whole. It will fill the whole canvas. So you want to make sure that everything is locked. Like you're not doing something like this and starting from here. No, it has to join, or else you'll not be able to fill it. You can't do something like this and start from here and put fill. No, everything has to connect. It has to connect. So you're following these black lines. You're following these black lines. So I'll just pause it. I'll pause it right now, finish it up, and continue from there. Alright, so look at what I've done here. I've gone ahead to trace out. So I followed my black lines. See, I followed my black lines. I followed my black lines like this, the hips, everything. Let me do this part too, so at least to be that I followed every black line that I have done. Just the black lines. Don't worry about any of it that is spilling out. That is why we have the eraser. So I did this part on purpose. I'm trying to look for it. So see this part. I have some of my body color outside my black lines. Don't worry about it. We have eraser. That's why we have eraser. So I can just make my eraser tiny and clean that part. You get. So but before we start to clean, we'll still clean a lot. So let's feel. Now everything must be locked. Everything must join. You see, it's not like maybe I stopped here and started here, that maybe there's a break here. No, let me just go back. So you see, like I said I use the lower part of my backspace, not the upper part. So let's feel. Just tap on it and it feels. Feel, and that's it. So instead of saying, oh, let me go back, I want to start painting the whole body by myself, all by myself, and I'm doing like this, I'm doing like this, I'm doing like this, I'm doing like this, I'm doing like this. Whoa, when will I finish? So you just trace out the black lines. Make sure you do not have any break between the lines, and then fill. Although after filling, you might still get some of these lines that did not fill properly. So you just take your pencil and just fill those ones yourself. Sometimes it happens, sometimes you get a good feeling. So all these parts that did not fill properly, so you can just go ahead and color. I'll pause it and do this. It's just you do it all over. You see, I have it all over, so you just take your time, and it's just for you to have a good work at the end of the day. I'll pause this and do that, so I don't have to record this part of me doing this. So we can see the difference between what I've done and when the last time I posted it and this time around. So I've been able to, all those places, all those whitish parts, I've been able to color them myself, because it means Phil is not doing that. So I've been able to do that myself. Now the next thing is for me to erase. You know, I said all those parts that are spilling out, see, like this place now, imagine you just want to erase it, so you have a clean job once you finish this part that is coming out of this black. So we pick our eraser, and remember I said the bigger it is, the more it will clean. So if I say I want to clean this tiny thing and I pick and I increase my eraser, can you see? In fact, it erased almost everything. So I might just want to reduce it. I feel that's still too big for that tiny part. So this is fine. For all those parts spilling out, all those parts spilling out of your black lines, so just check around and erase, check around, erase. Let's see, check around, erase. Some people leave it, but please don't leave it. It just makes your work good. It makes your erasing can be stressful, to be honest, because you have to do this. We have not even drawn the dress safe, already erasing. We are not even done with the skin coloring. So erasing can be stressful, and you see some people's work out there and you just notice, you don't even have to zoom. You see some of the ones I showed you, you'd have to zoom in before you something like this. See this one. Let me zoom out. You see, it's not so obvious that something is coming out. But there are some works that you would see that you know that no, this work is dirty. And that is because the person didn't take out time to erase it. So you don't want to. People do it, but trust me, you don't want to do it. So please take out time to erase. It takes time because there's no shortcut I would have taught you. Erase is you have to erase. Or probably I do not know any shortcut yet. If you feel you know a shortcut, please let us know. Because erasing can take your time, but you have to do it. Or I do it. I have to do it because I don't like my work dirty. So I think, okay, this part, let me go back to eraser. I'm still going to erase when we do another layering on top of the skin. So your eraser is your best friend here. Now, layer 1 done. If you check your skin very well, you just don't have one layer of skin color. You have, and I shouldn't even be doing this because I'm sure we've had a manual knowledge of this before. So even when we are doing manual, we block paint. So this is the block painting part. We block paint, then we apply shadows, we apply highlight. So that's just what we are going to be doing here. That is what we're just going to be doing here. So what I would do is, this is actually the color of the I press this plus sign, so it gives me a box. So this is what I've just done right now. So if I close it, if I open it, if I close it, if I open it, so I go back to that box of that the new box. I click on that box. You click on the box. You see this part that they wrote blending after the opacity, this part that they wrote blending, click on it. See normal, darken, multiply. Click on multiply. And leave. Click on multiply and leave. You'd see what would happen. I didn't change the color. Go to your where you have your brushes. Pick on airbrush. I specifically showed you 4 brushes: your pencil, your airbrush, your hard eraser, and your soft eraser. Now go to airbrush. This is your airbrush. You would have seen the name, airbrush. Reduce the flow. The flow is just like the opacity. See, once I increase it, once I reduce it, and probably increase the size. I think this size is okay. Now you see what happens. I begin to paint the sides just like we do for manual. After we block paint and we take a darker shade, we paint the sides. So I'm not going to go into the details of why we do this because we have the knowledge already. I'm just going to show us how we do it digitally. So you paint the sides. So you see why we changed it to multiply. It's so that it can be darker. I didn't change the color, but because I changed it to multiply, it is darker. Don't worry about it spilling out. We're going to do what? We're going to erase. So that's why, see, this is why some people don't like erasing, because we can do 3 layers of this and we have to erase. So you see some people's work is actually like this. They just leave it. And it can be quite stressful, really. So all I'm just doing is painting the sides. I'm not painting the whole thing. I'm not painting the whole thing like this. If I'm painting the whole thing, then it means I'm painting the whole body again. No. And your body becomes red, or the body of the croquis becomes red. So you're not doing this. Rather, you're just the way we do it manually. You're just painting the sides. You're just doing it by the sides, although not too thin. Then all these parts that that they carry extra. And again, I'm not applying so much pressure with my hand on my finger. If you're using your stylus pen, you're not applying so much pressure. At the same time, it's not so hard. At the same time, it's not so light. Left to me, I would have so I'll reduce it again. I'll reduce my airbrush because I want to paint these inner thighs. So you see, I'm painting the inner thighs. So I reduce my airbrush because the bigger it is, the more it will paint. And I want to trap light in between. So you see the difference between this part that we've done and this feet that we've not done. So you just do the sides just like we do it manually. You do the sides just like we do it manually. For this part too, just do that. Although this thing can get so red sometimes. And then do that also. Because of this reddish thing, most times I like to use a deeper color. But I'm just showing you the technique. I'm not saying use this particular. You can use any skin. We have several skin colors. You can use any skin color you have. I'm just showing you the technique of achieving your body painting. Not that you have to use this skin color. You can decide that, oh, I know someone, all it does is if not even a dark not even a dark person, more like, see, I don't even know what to call it. It does so dark, but most of his illustrations is always about Afrocentric illustrations, doing something Afrocentric, doing something African. So I guess his his croquis are always wow, so dark. I've never seen him paint a fair croquis before. So maybe we have our back is not just like this. We have something like, let me use my line. This is where your line comes in again. So most times you want a straight, there's this there's this depth somehow. So you see what I'm trying. So anything you just feel that okay would make it look more realistic, and just then there's always this thing here. So I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying use this color. You can use something deeper. Then if you are satisfied with this, you go ahead to do what? Erase. But we understand what it means to duplicate. So let me duplicate this. So I feel it's too red. Let me reduce opacity. I think I like it without duplicating it. So I feel we understand painting the body. You can take it a step further again. Click on this plus sign again. But if you click on this plus sign again and go to your go to your color wheel. My phone is slow at this point because I'm recording, I'm drawing, so I'm using a lot of space at the moment. So this inner one, this one inside, is presently at the color I'm using. I can take it down a bit to make it deeper. You understand? Put this thing on multiply. You know how I said we'll do multiply? Click on it. Where you have this blending, click on multiply. Right? Then, maybe those parts that you feel that they're always darker than normal, you can just put those shades there. The inner thigh, this space will be darker than normal because definitely the sun might not be getting there so much, but you don't want to paint it really dark. You don't want to do that. Maybe just something, you won't put so much pressure on your finger or on your stylus pen when doing it. Just something very, you can do it by the sides too, and even this part of our buttocks. And if you feel it's so red, you can just reduce opacity. You see, I've reduced opacity and it's looking more blended. It's looking like, oh, it's blending well with the color. Now the black is still looking so sharp. All you just have to do to your black, you don't there's no need to erase your black lines. All you just have to do to your black line, I'm looking for the real drawing of, I have so many layers here. I think this is it. No, this is a part of it. So I drew them separately. I drew the leg separately. I drew the hand separately, then joined them together. I said it that I just draw them and trace them out here. So depending on how you want to do yours. So this is the tracing out style. So that is why the whole thing is just scattered. So, but I think I'll show you. I'll try and merge everything together and show you. All you just have to do is reduce the opacity of your, how do you reduce opacity? This is how you reduce opacity. Yours should be in just a place. How do you now reduce opacity? You click on what you want to reduce and click on it, see opacity. I think I've told us how to do that, and then we've reduced opacity. Well, I'm going to increase this back, or if you feel this thing is too red, you can actually reduce it. This thing, I can go back and increase it. I can go back and say, let me reduce it maybe to 80. I feel it's not bad. It's not bad. So all you now have to do is start cleaning. So this is the part people don't really like. People don't really like cleaning. I don't like cleaning too, but I clean. I don't like cleaning because you have to see all this place. You have to zoom in, clean it, zoom in, zoom out, check it if it is clean, you check it if nothing is, you're not missing out on anything. So you see I've started cleaning, and I'm not going to take my time to clean this because I'm not going to use this. I'm not using the croquis. I'm just using this for, so you have to zoom in well, clean every part. If I clean this like this, it will clean part of my body. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my razor, reduce it so that I can clean this part. Then those parts that I can always clean, I can increase it again just a little bit. Continue cleaning. Do you get? So you have to clean every part of it. Every part of it, you have to clean it. I mean, every part. You have to take your time to clean it. So I'm sure you don't want to sit down and watch me clean this thing. I'll just pause it, and basically that's the end. So I can go now and delete this color thing that I did. I'm done. So I just have to clean it. Then if you decide you want to put your hair, well, I know some people that they don't bother with facials when it comes to croquis. I'll show you things like that. Don't bother with facials, especially if you're just starting out. Facials, hair, but you can try it out. You can actually try it out. When it comes to hair, it depends on what you want to put. So I can't really say this is the hair. There you have different types. That is what you'd have. And also, so like I said, it depends. It depends on what you want to do for your facials, for your hair. If you want to, even if you want to put makeup, this is where you get it. Is the colors that you use for the makeup, like that. So that's it about painting your croquis. The next thing I'll be showing us is how to draw a dress. Like you have your croquis ready, everything is ready, everything is fine. How do you draw a dress on it? I'll just draw a simple gown, and that would be it for the digital class. Although there are more things, but so it will not be it will not be something sort of an information overload. We'll just stick to painting your croquis, drawing a dress on your croquis, drawing your croquis itself, painting your croquis, drawing a dress on your croquis. So other things can just come in after. So but this is what we use for the challenge basically. And because we just want to draw a dress, and I want to see how your croquis turns out. Although I might probably just give you a croquis so you can draw your dress on, or you can use it for your drawings, because I can't guarantee that your first croquis would be nice. I'll show you my own first croquis. I can't guarantee that it might not be as worse as mine, definitely, but I would not also guarantee that it will be the best you can do. So you just have to keep practicing till you get the best croquis that you can have. So next thing we'll just do is dress up. So I'll stop this and then start another one for the dressing up. This time around, I'll use a croquis that I have already. Let me just explain one or two things I did, because I'd be using the front part, and then we'll move to dressing.